We're heading into the playoffs for the NFL. I'm prepping for a card show this weekend, and um, it's really got me thinking about how I used to play the game, the card game. I used to buy hot quarterbacks that are going into the playoffs and hold on to them. I'd take a guess on who I think's going to win it, and I'd just roll with it. And if guy lost, then I'd be stuck with it. I'd hold on to the card for a long while afterwards, and eventually it'd just start dropping, and I'd be underwater in it, and I didn't know what to do with it. Uh, I've learned a hard lesson in being in this card game for as long as I have, and one of the biggest lessons I've learned is don't prospect. Are you running your business as a hobby, a casino, or a business? Let me explain. All right, so what do I mean by that? A hobby, a casino, or a business? Well, hobbyists buy what they like. They'll rip a few packs here and there, and they'll collect what they enjoy, and then just sell off here and there whatever's left over. Um, I fall into this category a little bit. I still have my own collection. I collect certain players. I collect certain characters. I collect Alakazam, I collect Dolphins players, and I collect Hawkeye players. But I've really refined what I collect so that I'm not spending a bunch of money on cards for my personal collection. I went only Alakazam for Pokemon, and I really pulled down what I buy for my collection in football too. I only buy one on-card auto of all the new guys for the Dolphins. I did the same thing with the Hawkeyes. I'll buy like one on-card auto of those players in their Hawkeye uniforms, and then I still collect like Dan Marino and Zach Thomas and Jason Taylor. I collect those three. There's some stuff from the past that in the older sets that I still collect, but that's not really how it's not really a business. Like a lot of times you're just ripping packs and selling what you can and just having fun with the hobby, which is there's nothing wrong with that. Now on the other side of that, you have a casino. If you're gambling on ripping packs, like multiple packs, like just chasing, and then just selling whatever stuff you don't end up liking, which if you're buying on the gambling side and just chasing the big hit, you're not gonna like anything, and really you're not gonna be in the hobby for very long. From my experience, from what I can see from other people, um, you risk it on players. Like you'll hold on to players way too long. You'll you'll chase the big hits. Like you'll get into 151 rips and chase the Charizard, and you just lose money. That's really what you're doing. You're losing money, and then just selling to recoup. So don't run your business like a casino. If you're gonna run it like a business, you have to sell everything. Now, I still have my hobby stuff that I keep for my own collection, but only buy opportunities. Don't prospect. So now, what makes me say that? So I have a stack here, several stacks actually, of quarterbacks going into the playoffs. Now, I say buy opportunities and not prospects. I planned ahead of time. I took a good hard look towards the end of the season, towards halfway through the season, towards the end of the season. I took a hard look of who's going to make the playoffs, who's guaranteed to make the playoffs. Now, a lot of this stuff I had ahead of time, but I bought certain players knowing that they're going into the playoffs with the idea of not to hold on to them until they win, basically. Sell before they win. So I have a show this weekend. My plan is to sell most of this stuff before they even play. That's the plan. Now we'll see if it actually happens, but I got a good stack here of quarterbacks. You know, I've got C.J. Stroud. I've got Josh Allen. Stafford, I wish I would have went a little heavier on him because I feel like this is who I think is going to win the Super Bowl. But I could be wrong, you know. And he's safer too. You know, I've got Jordan Love, Bo Nix, Sam Darnold, Brock Purdy. Maybe you like the new guy. I got a big stack of lower end Drake May, Justin Herbert, and Trevor Lawrence. Now, all these guys have an opportunity to win the Super Bowl, but you need to sell into the hype. Sell with the idea that they could win it. Because if they don't, then you're stuck with the cards. And then you got to figure out, well, am I going to sell it before? Am I going to sell it now? Am I going to sell at a loss? I bought all these cards, and they're already up in value. I bought them during the dip, halfway through the season. And, well, not all of them. Some of them I've had for a long time, but that's besides the point. But anyways, most of this stuff is stuff that I bought in the season at a discount, knowing that they were going to have an opportunity to do something in the playoffs. And I have a big stack here that I'm not. You notice I've got a lot of players. I'm not picking one team to win the Super Bowl, and that's the guy I'm going to go with. Now I have other stuff in my inventory as well, you know, like position players and stuff like that. But you can't chase the win. Don't treat it like a casino. Treat it like a business. Think of it from the business mindset. Or think of it like a hobby and buy all these players that are really good and just hang on to them and enjoy the cards. That's the other thing too. I buy stuff that I don't necessarily mind hanging on to. You know, like these Sam Darnolds. I bought these Sam Darnolds just to remember 2018 when I was prospecting. I was prospecting on Sam Darnold. I was wrong on Sam Darnold, or so I thought. I sold all of my big stuff that I had of Sam Darnold, and then guess what? He started playing really well again. So I was wrong, I was right, I was right, I was wrong. Don't play it that way. That's not the way to do it if you want to run it like a business. But anyways, I bought these cards last year after he was playing really well with the Vikings. I was hoping that I did this kind of the same thing last year with, 2 years ago. Doing kind of the same thing with prospecting and trying to sell into the hype. And actually what I ended up doing was buying during the hype. But I still have some good stuff. This one I bought recently, but this one I've had for a while. And now's the time to sell. They're the 1 seed. Sell going into the playoffs. I don't know. We'll see. That's the long and short of it, guys. Appreciate you checking out my channel. If you have a chance, hop into my eBay store. I have a whole bunch of stuff, lower end stuff. I got some mid-end stuff in there too. Check it out. Links in the description. If you could, leave a like, comment. Let me know what you think. Am I handling this the right way? Should I treat it like a hobby? Should I treat it like a casino? Or should I treat it like a business? What are you doing?